I have a real question for my reseller friends out there, and it doesn't surprise me that a lot of folks don't really understand what's going on because eBay has made this thing clear as mud. But we have to understand what parameters we're dealing with when we're listing and selling items on the platform on eBay. And I just want to clear the air because there's been some bad information being put out about just how your items get exposed on Google Ads in the first place. And of course, we promised not to talk about this unless there's an update. Well, I think this is sort of imperative that we at least just have a discussion and have a collective understanding as to what's been going on all these years. And let me just preface it here that I hope by now you guys believe that I'm not a shill for eBay. I just want to make sure that we all understand the facts. Now, I don't have all the information, but I have enough knowledge between doing my own research, which I recommend that most of you guys do take time to do your own research. Fact check me if you want to. Doing the campaign, the offsite ads beta, working with Promoted Listings Advanced about 1.5 years ago, and also using Promoted Listings Standard like many of you guys do still to this day. And of course, I do have some conversations that I've been having sort of off the record type of thing, and it has enhanced my understanding of eBay and what they have been doing for quite some time now. Now, I'm going to have to take my hat off for this one because I just want to clear the air. And the conspiracy theory of how the 1st of January everyone's sales died because the free money from offsite ads went away on the 31st of December, and some weird theory that people were using these offsite ads in December, buyers were clicking into the ads and somehow running free on eBay, buying other people's items off of those clicks is just a weird theory, and one that has no basis. Okay, and you know, I'd like to think that the folks out there would take time to listen to people who actually have utilized these campaigns and utilized these things and maybe have been the guinea pig. And I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I do have some, and I can answer this particular question, and I can tell you that it is absolute just BS. Okay, the idea that a lot of people's sales came to a dead halt 1st of January is just, based on that theory that I mentioned, is nonsensical. Now, I can tell you that I have had a slow start to January, so like many other people, and I have historically had a slow start to January, just like many other people, and some don't even have a slow January. It's just sort of a continuation from Q4. They just keep rolling. And my January, as bad as it has been this year, which isn't that bad, is 65% better than it was last year. And of course, I had a lot different items in January last year, but that should kind of tell you a little. And I challenge you guys to take a look at the first 2 weeks on your own stats and compare the first 2 weeks of January as compared to the first 2 weeks of January in 2022. And there's a chance you might be doing a little bit better or around the same. But even if your sales are dramatically lower, it shouldn't be that far off, unless the market has totally changed for the item you're selling. Now, let me kind of explain something here to clear the air, because I'm not just going to pull this out my buttocks. I'm going to give it to you how it actually is. I think there's a misconception here. Offsite ads is in beta. It has been in beta for a few months now, and it continues to be in beta. It's a very broken product as we speak. That's why I'm not in it anymore. That's why I canceled my January campaign. However, with the inception of this beta, now you guys know what beta is. Beta means that it's just the test thing that eBay is testing, and if it works out, they can get the kinks out. They are going to implement this program at some point down the future, and it according to what I understand about it, it will overtake the majority, if not all, of offsite ads coming from Google or other third-party search engines or sites. But that's currently not the case. And January 1st, it wasn't the case. There's people who do not even promote at all that have reported seeing their items in Google ad placement. And eBay historically has never eliminated non-promoters from having Google exposure to their listings. Now, in 2021, eBay implemented some things with the Promoted Listings Advanced and the Promoted Listings Standard to be pushed out to Google. And so those listings were pushed out to Google first. And with these offsite ads beta that came out a few months ago, well, eBay has also pushed those listings in addition to the promoted listings that were pushed out to Google and continue to be pushed out to Google to this day. So the idea that all Google traffic is gone and we're no longer getting Google traffic and people aren't running wild after they click into the listing they were looking for and all of a sudden they're looking everywhere for things and clicking into your listing, which wasn't ever on Google, is just bad information, and it's just a way to throw it in the wind and see which way it goes. And it's sad to see people watching these videos and saying, wow, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. If you really understand how promoted listings work and how they continue to work to this day, promoted listings push listings out to Google currently, and even unpromoted listings do. Now, I want to clear another thing up. We talk about buyers, how as sellers we think, wow, these buyers just don't get it. They think they see free shipping and they think that we don't have to pay for them. And I think sellers get caught up into that too. They see that listings are as a part of promoted listings where you don't pay anything unless your item sells for that promoted listing. Let's forget offsite ads for a second. eBay has been footing the bill this entire time to push your items out to Google, and they were basically, to this day, they continue to pay for the cost per click. You're not paying for the cost per click. Now, you can argue for advanced, you are paying based on keywords, but as far as the cost per click that eBay is paying to expose your items, whether you're promoting them or not, eBay's paying for that. And this is not a defense of eBay. This is just the truth. You take it however you want, but the truth is the truth. And no matter how bad you feel about eBay, it doesn't change the facts. The facts is that every time your item gets shown to someone on Google and they click on it and they don't buy your item, eBay's paying for that click. And that click can be anywhere from 30 cents on up to about 50 cents, because I've seen it myself with the reports. So take that for what it's worth to you, but eBay has sort of pushed that out as an investment into our listings, and regardless of how you feel about it, yeah, it's still a money grab, but there's more to the story than what meets most people's eye, and they think it's entirely a money grab when all this time eBay has been putting money out to Google to pay for your ad's exposure even when it doesn't sell. That's the truth, guys. You don't believe me, look it up yourself. So this notion that, January 1st, we're no longer getting Google traffic to our listings, that's why our sales are dead, it ain't the facts, guys. And I would only hope that you vet who you watch. Now, I'm going to get it wrong for, every once in a while, but I'm very adamant about knowing this. And I'm fired up about it, guys, because information is important on how you decide to run your business and what decisions you make. Now, I'm not here to try to convince you to utilize promoted listings or not. I'm not. That's not my intention at all. I want you to run your business however you see fit. But I want you to have all the information at hand before you decide to go a certain direction. And you should want that information as a reseller, running a legitimate business. Most businesses do try to get the facts before they make decisions. And I think there's been a lot of folks out there who have made up their mind about promoted listings without knowing all the facts. And maybe on a smaller scale, it's somewhat my fault in that maybe I should have done a dedicated video when promoted listings came out with standard and advanced to kind of explain that eBay is pushing your items out and fronting the money every time a buyer or a potential buyer clicks on your item and they don't buy your item. You're not paying for that, eBay is. And I just think there's a lot of people who don't realize that. So I'll say this again, that I am 100% disappointed in eBay and the direction that they've gone and what they've put most sellers through. So let us all just try to understand what's going on and do your own homework. If you ever doubt what I'm saying or another YouTuber saying, take some time to look it up yourself. But the facts are the facts. And hopefully this has cleared the air. But weeding through the good and the bad information is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. So don't forget, MLK, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is on Monday. And that means that eBay is not expecting us to ship on Monday. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to treat it as another weekend day. And I'm going to ship on Tuesday. And I hope that you guys have a great weekend, have a great holiday. And we will talk to you very soon.